Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I was watching Daniel Haqiqatjou versus Matt Delahunty on the debate something like, is there evidence for the existence of God? Now this is, you know, this has become very boring and very repetitive. What is the evidence for the existence of God? What is the evidence for the existence of God? Now, every time when you reply with an evidence, or every time when you reply for the answer, that's not evidence, that's a claim. I mean, what on earth will convince this atheist? Nothing will. I don't think that anything else will be. Uh, I mean, you can apply this logic to anything which you want to run. What is the evidence that this world exists? What is the evidence that science is true? You don't have any evidence that science is true. I mean, we can argue like this. If I don't want to accept anything, I can just argue like this. What is the evidence this world is real? What is the evidence for existence of God? The the person is giving evidence, and you are asking the same thing over and over, but you haven't presented any evidence. I mean, what kind of logic is this? What kind of stubbornness is this, that the person is given evidence instead of dissecting and proving him wrong, that see, whatever you have presented is wrong. 1, 2, 3, these are the points. Fine. Instead of doing this, what they really are doing is just asking the same question over and over again, even though the answer has been provided. So I don't think that we need to convince atheists, and atheists, they are in another level delusion, that somehow we are in the obligation to prove them that God exists. We have any obligation to prove them. Actually, we don't have any obligation to prove them. If you don't want to believe in anything, don't believe in anything. Fine. When you ask what is the evidence for the existence of God, we provide those evidences, and you can Google those evidence as well. The biggest evidence, as I have told, that universe itself is the biggest evidence for existence of God. How can this universe come into existence without the creator of the universe? This is the biggest evidence. There are many other evidences out there, but I am telling you what is the reason for which I believe in God. Fine. And why I believe in life after death. I believe in God because God is the only explanation for the existence of our life. You can give a scientific explanation on uh, biology and how the digestive system works, how the reproductive system works, but why do we exist in the first place? uh, like how the soul works. Who are we as a personality, as a person? Who are we? I, this I term, who is this I? Fine, science cannot answer this. Science only answer the physical phenomena of nature and the processes and the laws which the nature is obeying. We are just saying that if the law exists, the lawmaker exists. This is so simple and so common sense. You are denying something which is obvious. So when you deny something which is obvious, and you are asking evidence for something which is so obvious, I don't think you deserve an answer. I think that we should leave these atheists alone. Fine. Don't want to believe in God, don't believe in God. Fine. Go to hell or something like that. Now, atheists should not be offended by this, huh? If I say any atheist to go to hell, because they don't believe in hell in first place. If someone comes and tell me that in your next birth you will be a cockroach, I will not get offended, because I don't believe in next birth. I believe that anyone will die and he will be raised alive, and he will be questioned about his deeds. What is the evidence for that? The evidence for that are the religious books. If you don't want to study the religious books, fine. Then we will ask the same question. What is the evidence for Newton's laws of motion? Go and study Newton's law of motion. What is the evidence for the thermodynamics? Go and study thermodynamics. You are just rejecting the basic source. So how, if you don't agree on the basics, you can prove to me why science exists, because we basically fundamentally accept science as a source of knowledge, but you don't accept religion as a source of knowledge. That's the reason when I present you that this is the source of knowledge. I mean, how can you prove to a person who does not believe in science all of the theories and all of your experiments? How can you prove to them? He said, I don't believe in science, science is nothing. Fine, he can say, what is the evidence that science exists? Or the also say, oh, these are, you are just following the majority. Oh, you are following science because science says so. Oh, you are following science because science can demonstrate it. What is the evidence that it can demonstrate that? What is the evidence for this? What is the evidence for this? I can ask this question over and over again. Fine, and I'll prove this to you in the comment section. I know that many atheists will come and say the same thing over and over again. All they have something to offer is their sarcasm and their arrogance. Fine. So I'll teach them a lesson in the comment section. I'll ask evidence for everything which they have said, and then we'll have fun.